You're listening to Ka-Pow, the pop culture podcast. Comics, television, movies, and more. If it impacts fan culture, we have something to say about it. And now, your hosts, Jordan, Cliff, and Seth.
All right.
Okay. So, and I think you could release this as a short of us creating our characters.
Okay.
So that's a big intro here. We're going to create some characters for the game called Kids on Bikes that I am creating a scenario for us to go through, these guys to play. I brought Jesse in as a guest because I know he's like Stranger Things and he'd get it, and he's played. These guys have, Cliff has never played a role-playing game. Jordan has very limited experience with it, and I think Jesse will help me drive it along. I think this is a very good system. This is the simplest system I know, and it is also a good. It's set in the '80s, so I think these guys, love the '80s like the rest of us here. So they'll be able to draw from that.
You gave me an awful lot of dice for a simple game.
Okay, well,
I agree. We're just learning about the dice, Jordan and I tonight.
Those dice, I gave them a set of polyhedral dice that are used in Dungeons and Dragons.
Six sides. That's
you've seen.
That's where I've been. I've never gone past 6.
Oh well, man, you haven't lived. But these 6 dice that can get very complicated in a D&D game can be very simplified in a game like this. So. The first thing I want to ask you guys, I had given you put a feeler out there and just was wanting you to think about maybe, who you would be, what type of character you would be in the mid-'80s. So what I kind of said you could go for something tropey, just to start off. You don't have to be a trope, but just to give you an idea of what you're kind of setting up. And it can morph as we talk about this, your character. So I'll just start with you, Cliff. What do you think? What type of character would you like to be?
I am thinking I'm going to be a rebel slacker.
A rebel / slacker.
Yes.
Okay, so I like it. So what? How old are you?
Oh gosh. Do we have to be under a certain age?
You're riding bikes.
Okay.
I think I like
no driver's license.
You have different benefits. You have different benefits if you're a teenager versus not a teenager. I feel like you don't want to get too up in the teens.
Okay. I'm with you. Okay.
The kids are fun time here.
Let's say 12.
12. Honestly, 12's the perfect age, but I'm not going to hold you to that, you guys. So I love that you picked 12. Cliff is 12. So he's a rebel slacker. And anybody else have any ideas for the kind of character they want to be?
They're like
you can be anything you want to be.
Like a techie kind of guy, like
a techie guy. Okay, you're good with the electronics.
Yep. I'll do the.
Are you super smart? Are you brainy? Or are you just nerdy? Or what? You don't have to be all those things.
I'll be the nerdy tech dude. All right, not super smart, but just smart enough to be like, okay, well, I kind of know how to do things.
Might be able to finagle something.
Right.
Yeah. What about you,
and
Jordan?
I'll be 13.
13. Okay. What about you, Jordan?
Oof. So I can't have superpowers, right?
No.
But
you're not 11.
You could be like super athlete guy.
Yeah.
So is this aspirational? Is this who I want to be?
What do you want to play?
Or is this like, should I be? This was what I really was.
Yeah, it's all what's going to be more fun for you to play. That's my thing. It's like you can do something that you're not, or you can just try to play what would be easiest to relate to. I do not care.
You could be a bully.
Ooh.
Let's see. You got
what would
and we also have to weigh what we have. We got rebel slacker, so who do you equate that to? You know, like if you were looking at an '80s movie, who would that be?
That would be Breakfast Club.
Judd Hirsch.
Judd.
Or
Yeah,
Judd-
Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson. Yeah, you got Judd Hirsch. Yeah.
Crap, that makes me Anthony Michael Hall.
So Jesse, who's the nerdy techie guy? Who
I feel
we
like,
vibing here?
Yeah.
You're a very young Judd Nelson.
Right.
You're much younger.
Maybe I'm carrying around candy cigarettes, not the real thing.
You might stole your parents' cigarettes. You could be smoking when you're 12.
It's a banner year.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get everybody to feel who we're talking about, because it's going to be easier.
Right.
If you know who you're relating to, it's easier to create your character here.
I want to be like Edward Furlong in Terminator 2.
Oh, okay. So you're not you're not a nerd.
Right.
Like, you're not a geek
kind
necessarily.
Of a
cool, you just have some skills here. You know, you would know how to fix your bike, you know, and things like that. So, yeah.
Right.
Furlong. I like that. Okay, Jordan, what do you
I will be 11 years old. I'll be the younger one.
Okay, I love it.
I'll be kind of the sheltered kid.
Okay.
Who hasn't seen the world like these guys have.
Okay. We can flesh that out as we go. Can you think of anybody that in any of these 80s movies that you think... As you're thinking about that, let's also discuss, how do you know each other? You just neighbors? Do you live near each other? You got friends of convenience? That's usually who I was running around with at that time. Or are you? Do you live far? Pretty far away from each other? It's going to make a difference as how easy it is to get near each other in this world. You know, whether you live next door, or do a couple of you live near each other and somebody else is from away, or are you guys, any of you,
somebody
related, or
you
whatever you
shared
want to
a cabin at sleepaway camp or whatever.
I always picture, I picture us being neighborhood friends. That's my thing. I mean, I like a little suburb or a little cul-de-sac, and ride the bus together and.
Yeah, I like it.
There you go.
So you guys are, Jesse's saying you're from the same neighborhood, so kind of friends of convenience. You grew up, you know each other. So maybe you're not best friends, all of you, kind of you just run together because it's easy.
Yeah.
And you become friends.
Stand by me-ish.
Yeah, you've got some common interests, that you like riding your bikes. Maybe you guys...
I am Sean Astin.
Sean Astin, okay. Maybe you will come out of your shell here. Okay. I like it. Okay, so now let's develop this character a little more here. Now what we're going to do is you're going to use those dice, and here are your stats. I want you to write down these 6 stats. And I will tell you what they mean. If I find that paper here. Oh, sorry. Okay. Your stats are brains. That would be basically how book smart a character is, how well you understand problems, how well you do in school, and how quickly you're able to solve academic problems. So just what you think brains are. The second one would be brawn. Now this is just brute strength. This is, can you lift that? Can you push that door open? How much physical damage can you take? It's not necessarily how well you are at like dishing it out, but you got a good constitution. The third one is fight. This is how well you can dish it out. You may be scrawny, but you can whip ass, maybe. It determines how good a combatant is, how good you are with weapons or fighting skills. You wouldn't necessarily be able to pick up something you've never used before and be able to use it well, but you could quickly learn, or you are good with a weapon that you carry around maybe with you all the time. I'm not saying necessarily, but I would think the most likely to have a weapon is Cliff.
Yeah.
As the rebel slacker, he may have that switchblade in his pocket. Or whatever. It could be any number of things. Let's see. The fourth stat is flight. It's how speedy you are. How good are you at evading your problems, both literally and figuratively? You might be hard to trap physically or verbally. Charm. It's basically your charisma. Can you talk yourself out of a situation? Good with the parents. With the neighbor kid's parents. Jesse's mom just loves you. Type thing.
Eddie Haskell.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And the last one is grit. This is your street smarts. Who's able to keep a level head in the worst of situations, keep their cool and pushed hard. Street smarts, you kind of get that. So you are going to, and we'll talk about this, what makes the most sense. Now that you've developed an idea of who your character is.
Yeah, I picked a character that has none of these.
Right, okay. Well, but not necessarily. Let's see.
Be average.
Let's
man.
make the other let's start with a different character that's easier. Let's start with Cliff. I think it's going to be the easiest to build out of this. So you're going to assign these dice to each of these. So in a normal game, you would have like a modifier and roll these dice or whatever. In this, you're just going to say, whatever your number one skill is of these, that's your 20-sided die. You're going to have the ability to roll the highest on that. So what do you think is your number one thing? Of brains, brawn, fight, flight, charm, and grit.
I think it's fight.
Fight. Okay, so you think he's been in some fights. He's
a scrapper.
He's a rough customer.
Right.
So you are putting your 20 in the fight by fight, okay? After that, you have what do you think it is? Or you could think, what's your least?
What is my least?
Academic brains? Is that maybe your least?
Yeah.
Or I mean, to me that kind of seems like the obvious thing to put your 4. That would be your 4.
Okay.
Would be brains.
All right.
It doesn't mean you're stupid. You're just not academically smart.
Yeah.
So the grit would be higher than the brains, like the street smarts.
Right.
Yeah. To me, I'm not gonna tell you. What do you think is next after fight?
So to me it could be it could be flight, because you could be fast if he's scrappy. If I'm scrappy and quick and good enough.
Is he someone that's gonna run, or is he gonna fight?
Right. So it could be grit, like you said, or I feel like it could be charm too, a little bit.
Yeah,
he's a rebel slacker, kind of cops that attitude, but is smart enough to like kind of charm somebody a little bit. But overall, I think I'm going to go with grit. I think that's
that's the right. I love that.
Okay,
because you kind of can't. My thing is, again, we're being a little trippy, and there's only so many ways to spread this around. Yeah. I think. That makes the most sense for this character.
So we're doing.
So I put 12 by that.
Okay, 12.
Put 12 by that.
All right, I got you.
Okay, then your other 3, you have flight, brawn, and charm.
Okay.
So you're probably. Go ahead.
So what are the point levels we have? What are
you have left 10, 8, and 6.
10, 8, and 6. So I'm gonna put flight as 6.
Okay.
And I'm going to put brawn at 10.
Okay.
And charm at 8.
Okay.
Now, before we move on, are we picking names tonight? Do we need a name? Okay.
You don't have to, but it'd be great if you had a name.
Okay. At what point do you want me to do that now?
You got a name? Give it to me.
Okay. I'll admit, I know nothing about this stuff. I didn't know about the dice. I don't know how these games work. So I took like midnight last night, I just kind of Googled it real quick.
Okay.
Just
I
to give
when
me,
you said Rebel Slacker. I was
yeah,
like, that sounds like
give
he
me a
looked at
little
something.
idea. I watched about 8 minutes of a video of people doing a very similar thing to what we're doing right now. So that I may be just a step ahead. Now Jesse has experience, but Jordan hasn't really done this either. So I thought two things. I thought I better find a trope that will work, I hope. And the other thing is I might need a name. Okay. So the name has to be the fun part. I came up with the name Sam Jambon.
Spell that.
Sam, just S-A-M. Jambon, spelled Jambon. And the reason I did is because my character, he's a rebel, he's a slacker. So he wouldn't want to go by his government name, right? So you got to have a cool nickname. So Sam Jambon, a.k.a. Ham Sandwich.
Ham Sandwich.
Jambon like the ham.
Wow, do I feel unprepared and left in the dark.
This is, I love it. Okay.
That's good stuff. Great stuff.
Jesse, let's work on you and let Jordan take this in. Okay. So you're Edward Furlong type.
Right.
Right. Which paints a picture. So where do you think your 20-sided die should go?
I'm going to go with, I want to be brains heavy.
Oh, okay.
So I'll go with
That's
brains.
Your 20? Okay.
That'll be my 20.
He's probably is good at school, but he doesn't spread it around.
All right. As for so next up would be a 12, right?
Yes.
So 12 is going to be flight.
Okay.
8 will be fight.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I got to talk about 10, right? We got a 10-sided die, right?
Yeah.
10 will be grit.
10 will be grit. Okay.
8 will be flight, and then 6 will be brawn, and then 4 will be charm. So he's not exactly he's not worried about being liked.
Okay.
But he can get the job done. He's a tech savvy dude.
Now those all work. And we'll talk more about this. Now, when Jordan, you make yours, you can kind of see where you're kind of a blank slate as the sheltered kid. You could be the things that they are not.
I wouldn't pick like brains as my top one because we got somebody with the brains. Right?
What do you think you would want?
Well, I put grit last since I'm
okay.
I don't know
4.
I don't know the street.
Okay, right. I love it. That makes the most sense.
So maybe I'm really strong. Maybe I'm
you could be a strong kid. A strong kid.
Yeah, I'm just a kid. Yeah. I got powers that are untapped.
Yeah, you may really pay off. They'll be like not expecting.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. He's got the element of surprise.
Give me brawn at the top is 20.
Okay. You could be charming and be able to talk. Like parents probably like you better than
that's what I'm thinking.
These guys.
I could talk to cops, or parents, and like
you would be the very like straight-laced guy that they feel like you're actually listening to them. Maybe.
Yeah. So give me 12 charm.
Love it.
10 brains.
Makes sense.
So I would probably run before I would fight.
I agree. I think you nailed it. I think you nailed this character. 8 flight,
6 fight.
Perfect. Okay. I think we are feeling who this character is now. He's probably not even wearing jeans. He's got like khaki.
Yeah, I'm wearing chinos. I'm wearing corduroys from the husky section.
he's got rough tough skins on with it.
That's good.
Do either of you have any kind of name thoughts or anything? You don't have to come up with that yet, but think about it this week.
I don't know my name. Okay, how about this?
Yeah.
I don't know I'm not sure what my Christian name is, but.
Oh, here we go.
I want to be a drummer.
Okay, you're a drummer.
And I want people to call me Sticks.
You want people to call you Sticks.
Nobody ever will.
But no one will call you Sticks.
But I keep hinting that people should call me Sticks.
Yeah.
But nobody will.
Sticks, whatever your last name is.
Yeah.
Sticks Johnson. Come on. Why? No, it's Sticks Johnson. I love this. This is great role-playing stuff where you constantly, whenever anyone introduces yourselves, you're like under your breath, Sticks. Would you possibly, while we're thinking about this, just you will have some, certain things on you. Would you, obviously, you have drumsticks on you.
I've got drumsticks in the back of my chinos.
Yeah, absolutely. He is carrying drumsticks, which can be used, a multitude of uses for those drumsticks. Okay, this is great. So let's see what else I can ask you here. Okay, we learned how you kind of know each other. Now, how you're did we decide if either of you are you guys all just know each other, or are either of you a pair of siblings, like older brother, younger brother? It doesn't have to be. I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to figure out how Jordan got out of the house.
A little bit.
I don't know. It sometimes it can simplify it. Honestly, if we have less houses.
Oh, okay.
Like I could see Jordan Sticks being your younger brother that you're just like, I can't believe he's here. Or maybe you have a different idea. Like, does anybody know what their parents do? Do you have a broken home? I could see Cliff having a broken home.
Definitely double wide or maybe single wide trailer.
Oh boy,
situation going on.
This cul-de-sac is getting interesting.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Burned out cars in the there's a random car seat on the front porch type of deal.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else have any ideas of their home situation? Do you have any siblings or step siblings?
So, okay, my dad is a computer programmer.
Okay.
All right. Works for the school.
Oh, okay. I like it.
I don't know how much work he's getting there, but he's like the IT guy.
Yeah, this is one of the first guys with the computer here in the 80s. So, yeah, he works at the school. That's good. We got a connection at the school.
Mom is we'll say mom's a substitute teacher.
Oh, okay. So
that's how they met.
Oh, yeah.
And how they have, let's see, do I have any siblings?
Like, did one of them, is one of these a step parent? That came in with another kid or anything?
No, we won't do any step parents.
Okay.
I'll have a small sister.
Okay. Sister,
3 or 4 years old, whatever.
Okay, 4-year-old sister. What's her name?
Home situation. I mean, they get along just fine. Dad's a little involved in his work. He's.
But the classic '80s family here. It sounds like. What's your sister's name?
Twilight.
Twilight. So your parents were hippies.
There might have been some drugs involved.
Okay, your parents were hip. Mom was a hippie back in the day. Okay, so
which is gonna put some more pressure on my name. Like, what am my name?
Oh, I can't wait to hear. Oh yeah, I bet you love your name. It's no ham sandwich.
No, it's not.
Okay, so. See what? Let's see. What about? And if you guys think of anything else with your families or whatever, it does not have to be complicated.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I just like to know it for.
There's no dad is gone, right?
Dad
skip town.
Yeah, skip town. Dad. That makes a lot of sense.
Mom's a waitress, works triple shifts.
A lot of jobs. She works a lot of jobs, so she's rarely home.
Yeah,
you have to fend for You have to fend for yourself.
Right.
So basically this house just basically anything goes.
Yes. You got it.
I like it.
I probably carry a lighter.
Carry a lighter. Okay, a lighter is one of your items. Yeah. I like it. Zippo?
Sure.
Well, okay, it's up to you. Is it just a Bic nothing?
No, it's got to be.
Maybe it's your dad's.
Maybe it's your dad's.
Lighter.
You found it in your mom's jewelry box, and she said you could have it, or you just took it.
Stole it. Yeah.
See, there we figured it out.
We're killing it here. Okay.
I've got a single mom who never leaves the house. Or a stay-at-home mom. I meant
stay-at-home mom. Yeah,
stay-at-home mom never leaves the house. And dad is, I'd say he's a reporter, like a newspaper guy.
I like it. Oh, so he keeps up on like what's going on with the news. What is the happenings in this town?
But very traditional. Dad works 9 to 5. Mom stays home, cooks and cleans. I'm the oldest of the siblings, so I was raised very strictly. Very traditional, conservative family.
Okay. How many siblings do you have?
How many do I need?
You just said you're the oldest, so you have to have at least one.
Give me two younger siblings.
And one imaginary one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's good for now. Now let's see. What do you carry around, Jesse? You have anything?
I'm trying to think of what a little nerdy tech guy would have back in the 80s. He's definitely got a calculator.
Okay.
All right.
Calculator watch?
A watch, yes. I was just about to say he's got a one of those Sony.
Definitely.
Or those little. It might even.
Talking about.
Yeah, it might even. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he chews gum a lot.
Chews gum.
Yeah, he's got a lot of gum. It's a bazooka type deal.
Oh, Bazooka Joe.
Yeah.
I like that. He's constantly opening those single wrapped bazookas because you can get them for a penny a piece.
That's
what
right.
What was the gum in the pouch?
That's a Big League Chew.
Big League Chew. I just popped in my head.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, so
I want to change my name to Big League Chew.
Yeah, Big League Sandwich. But you don't have a name yet. So, let's say, it's Sticks, Shaker Sticks. I forgot. I can't wait. And well, you have to have like a super nerdy name then that they keep introducing you as.
Right.
Brian, or that's too Breakfast Club.
Percival Pickens or something like that.
Conrad.
Sticks.
Conrad, but your mom calls you Connie.
Connie.
Mom, it sticks. I told you. That's good. I'll go with Conrad.
Okay, Conrad, Connie. Gotcha. I love it. Okay. Now, we were killing it. Let's see. We did that.
Conrad Campbell.
Conrad Campbell.
Oh, the alliteration.
Oh, the whole family. Everybody in the family has that same K sound for each of their names. You may find out later what this is. So, let's skip over here to strengths. So each of these will give you a modifier depending on what your strength is. I'm not going to tell you what they do necessarily yet. You see what jumps out to you. I'm going to read down the list. Okay. Are you cool under pressure? Easygoing? Gross? Can you do some gross thing that, like you love to fart or something? Are you heroic? Are you intuitive? Loyal? Lucky? Prepared? Protective? Particularly skilled at some specific thing? Tough? Treasure hunter? Unassuming? Or wealthy?
What would unassuming be? Like,
okay,
nobody would finger me for the
you
crime.
could blend into the background.
Okay. I'm not fingering him.
I'm unassumed.
We just need one of these things.
Let's start with one.
Okay.
I forgot what they were already.
Okay, I'm gonna read them again. Just jot down the ones that you think sound like your character possibly.
Okay.
Maybe I'll tell you what they do, and you can decide upon them. So, cool under pressure, easy going, gross, heroic, intuitive, loyal, lucky, prepared, protective, skilled at something in particular, tough, treasure hunter, unassuming, or wealthy. Like, basically wealthy. You would have money like a normal kid isn't going to have money. I would say kids of your age could possibly have some pocket money if you can explain it. If you pick the wealthy thing, you have money like an adult. You're just like, it's like not a Richie Rich situation, but you don't know money. You normally have $40 in your pocket. Well, that's not weird to you. But I'm not saying pick that. I'm just trying to explain it. So, do any of these jump out? What do you think, Jordan? That particularly sounds like your character.
I either loyal, prepared, or protective. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, I'll read what they do. First, let me explain a rule thing here so that I can tell you how these affect them. When you, like, I will say you're going to tell me what you try to do. I'll give you, like, the situations. You tell me, hey, I want to try to do this. And I'll say, okay, well, give me a fight check or whatever. And if you have to fight somebody or do something, you're going to roll that corresponding die. But I'm going to tell you a number you have to try to get. So let's say that you're going to get a fight, and I said, well, you got to roll an 8, or you're like, I only can roll a 6. Okay, so say you rolled a 5 or whatever, you miss it. You didn't do it. So whenever you fail a roll, you can put a tally mark or something on your paper, or you could have like physical things over there if you just had like a pile of pennies or something. But you can give yourself a token to be used later. So say you build those up, later when you roll a check, you can spend those to make up the difference in the roll that you need to make. So you fail for a little while, and then all of a sudden you've got what you need to make a roll. So those are called adversity tokens that you will earn by failing a roll. So you always get something even if you screw up. So what these things do, if you're like loyal, it says each of the adversity tokens you spend to help a friend, because you can't help someone else. If you are right next to somebody, you're trying to fight, and Jesse says, well, I'm going to jump in and kick the guy in the back of the leg while he's fighting him. He can spend his tokens.
I can
to help
give him extra tokens. Okay.
Yeah, you can help each other in situations. So yeah, if you were doing that to help him, you would give him 2. It would equal 2 instead of 1. Okay. What other ones did you say? Prepared. That would be you may spend 2 adversity tokens to just happen to have a commonplace item that you need in the moment. You're like, oh yeah, in my pocket, I have that thing we need right now.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. I like that. And what else?
Protective.
Protective would be when you're defending one of your friends, you get to add 3 to your rolls, which that's pretty cool. Like
wow.
If you are,
all those I could see fitting my character.
Yes. So I would say pick one at this time.
What do you think, guys? Should I be prepared or loyal?
My personal opinion, I like prepared that's the coolest one I heard.
Yeah.
As like, you need something in this moment. Oh yeah, well, but that doesn't mean it has to be your guy doing that or any of you. So you think about it. Yeah, you think about this.
I like that as I spend all my time at home and I've got I think things through.
Okay. You're like, we're going out to do what?
Like I don't announce it, but oh man, if we only had this, like, oh, I've got one of those. Like I would be the quiet guy who wouldn't until it's needed, I wouldn't mention.
Yeah. We need a ladle? Well, there was one laying on the counter when I was leaving the house, and I grabbed it just in case. Here it is. It's in my pocket. Okay. Cliff, did you hear any of those that made sense for your character?
I wrote down lucky and tough.
Okay. So let's look at lucky. This says that you may spend 2 of those tokens to just totally re-roll that test. So say you were in a, what was your number one thing? Was fight?
Fight.
So say you're in a fight and you need a 10 to hit this guy and you roll a 2. Well, you're never going to be able to spend enough adversity tokens to get up to 10, but you could re-roll and get higher than that. So that's a cool thing. That was lucky, and the other one was tough. Okay, it says, if you lose a combat roll, you can add +3 to the difference. Let's see. You may still lose the roll no matter what, but it could... Okay. Basically, what this means is sometimes you can lose by an amount that is going to be a major problem. You know, like you may use an item sometimes, and if you use it and just really roll bad, that item may break, and you never have that item anymore. You know, so this could like make up the difference in some situations. It seems more situational and not maybe going to be used as often.
One of these powers involves math and one doesn't.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
I do like lucky though.
I do too. So you want to do that one?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so lucky for Cliff. What about you, dude? What do you
tell me about gross?
Gross. You have some kind of gross bodily trick.
Yes.
Something maybe loud or quiet or smelly. It's up to you. That you can do on command. You can do this on command.
Yes. All right.
I don't know what good it does you necessarily.
It doesn't list it out there.
Honestly, you tell me what you're thinking of doing, and we'll see what we can come up with.
My gosh. I mean,
I'll tell you what. You wanted to do this. This is a freebie. We'll give you let you pick something else, but you also can do something gross on
Jesse.
Jesse,
what was your on flight? What was your number?
12. I had 12. So that was that's the second. Yeah, that's the second.
I feel like there's some sort of combination of flight and like explosive diarrhea.
Oh,
it just works.
I feel more this is something he wants to do. To gross people out.
I'd rather not shit my pants.
Not saying it won't happen, but what were you thinking? What can you do?
Well, I mean, let's just say that I can. Okay, I'm going to go with. I mean, we got to go with farting here. I mean, there's no other way around it. I can do that on command.
The 80s were big on farting.
There's things that can happen with, you can work that into a situation. I heard somebody has a lighter. Okay, so any others you're interested in there, Jesse? Really good at
unassuming.
Okay, I like that. This just basically means that you may spend 2
until you fart. You're unassuming until you fart.
Yeah. I can just see. Yeah, exactly that. Maybe they won't smell your fart.
Silent but deadly.
So this says you may spend 2 of those tokens to not be seen within reason. So if you're trying to,
I like that.
Okay, that's great. So unassuming and gross. Let's see here. There's something else I was going to say about that, but we'll work on it. If you guys think you may get another one here along the line. Now, let's see my list here. Do you have any fears? What fear, rational or irrational, might your character have?
I'm going to go with... I go with a fear of the dark.
Okay, another classic. We got afraid of the dark. He goes and stands in the dark, shivers and farts.
I'm a techie guy. I like electricity, and it just maybe even like we can even say like a small fear of nature as well. Like I don't like not being around lights and
yeah, you like
sound of
civilization. You're all about
yes.
civilization.
Yeah.
So you want to get the lights on. So I like it. So what about you guys? Are you afraid of anything, Cliff?
Yeah, there's got to be something. I mean, it's got to be like
you wouldn't admit to it, but if it happens,
yeah,
it's
got to be like
have to be snakes
or bugs or something.
Snakes.
Why did it have to be snakes? The classics are like snakes or spiders, heights. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever you guys think. What about you, Jordan? You thinking got anything?
I would be afraid of. I keep getting in trouble, but I don't know how to.
Like
authority. I'm afraid of cops or authority or like.
Okay, of disappointing authority. Yeah.
I'm afraid of failure. I'm a go-getter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, afraid of failing adults. I think makes sense. Just like you're more inclined to follow the rules type thing and succeed. Yeah. So you may be thrown in situations that you're uncomfortable with. You may be at adverse wants to the rest of the people.
Right. Because I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to make any waves.
Yes. Fear of getting in trouble. That makes the most
sense.
They may get you over that. Cliff, did you come up with a specific thing?
I'm gonna say fear of drowning.
Ooh, that's a good fear. Fear of drowning. I like that. Let's not even think about that. That'll come up later. So, do you have any what you would consider flaws? And I will read a list of flaws, and you see if any of these jumps out at you. Absent-minded, blunt, boastful, clumsy, conceited, cowardly, deceitful, demanding, disloyal, disobedient, envious, flippant, gloomy, greedy, hot-tempered, ignorant, inconsiderate, insecure, irrational, neurotic, obnoxious, paranoid, patronizing, perverse, petty, picky. Nobody is allowed to be prejudiced. Resentful, reckless, restless, rude, secretive, self-centered, self-pitying, slovenly, superstitious, vain.
That would be a good one. I like superstitious.
I do too. That jumped out at me. That's why I said it louder. It's like, ooh, superstitious.
Mine called to me as envious.
Envious, okay.
Because I feel like every other kid has a better life than me, or they're all cooler or smarter than me.
They're all cooler,
Yeah, so I am envious of all the other kids around.
Okay. And they're cool nicknames. What about you, Jesse?
I'll go with let's do slovenly.
Slovenly.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you're too busy teching around. You don't take a bath.
No, I might stink a little bit.
Fart, and
you're gonna be unpleasant to be around.
This kid.
I will be the embodiment of a garbage pail kid. but
I like it. Do you think that you chew bazooka bubble gum? You have a calculator watch. I assume you carry around one of those Mad Balls.
Oh yeah, you betcha. You betcha.
Absolutely. Cliff, did you have a flaw?
Yeah, but I thought of it, but then you kept reading, and then I forgot.
Okay.
It was something to do about being rebellious.
Okay. There's reckless. There was
I like maybe temper. That one of them.
Hot-tempered. Could be hot-tempered. There's obnoxious, reckless.
Or reckless could be.
Yeah. These are really story focused. It's more than just to get you in touch with your character. Like maybe even do something without thinking, or there is a. While you're thinking about that specifically, rebellious is a thing. Now you don't qualify for it really, but I might give it to you, because that's what the in between being a teen, basically between 12 and under and 13 and higher.
I'm walking that line.
Yeah. So, like for instance, Jordan would not get rebellious, but he does get quick healing. So I'm going to mark you down for quick healing. Write that down, and that means you just you recover from injuries more quickly. You're just made of rubber. You're brawny anyway. You've got those rubber bones of a child. Don't suffer lasting effects from most injuries. So you can take some heat. I would say, let's see, add +3. Yeah, I'll give you rebellious, Cliff, just because it really goes with your character. You've got the Judd Nelson, but I really feel like it's almost a what is his freaking name? The guy from Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman?
Yeah, like I'm thinking like he just in some movies he was like a rebellious type character.
Like Lost Boys?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Or like Dream a Little Dream.
Dream a Little Dream, my kind of picture, but he's a little older there. Yeah. However you guys want to.
Okay.
Think. It's your guy. I'm just thinking Judd's a little old. But you're at 12 years old.
Right.
You have to remember, you're not him. You're a 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, this will give you +3 to rolls when persuading or resisting people younger than you. So you could have a good chance of persuading, Jordan to do what you want him to do. Or resisting him persuading you. And resistance from adults. You're just not one to take advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to want to always do the opposite.
Yeah.
And that may get you in trouble, but that's who your character is. It's all about playing that guy, whatever kind of trouble it gets you into. And Jesse, which do you think makes more sense for you? I think I could see you just being. I don't know. I'm not gonna
say it again. Say it again.
You're either quick healing, or you're kind of rebellious. It's up to you.
I'll do the rebellious thing. Like I'd like to hack the computer and change my grade.
Okay, I like
thing.
So you are rebellious, both of you. Okay. Now, let's see here. We got flaws, we got fears. Any of you guys have any other particular interests? I would ask this. Which or all of you or none of you, doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you that this is set, the only detail I'm going to give you, it's set in 1987. Who of you watches movies? Are you guys pretty pop culture in tune? Can I expect there to be movie quotes between the kids? Like my group of kids that I ran with, were we constantly quoting movies to each other, use the force, that kind of crap.
I feel like for a pop culture podcast, we
probably should do that. Yeah. Who of you's actually gets out to the theater though? Who sees it and sees them in the theater?
Cliff sneaks in the back.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Cliff sneaks in.
You illegally download them.
I don't know if I'm watching them unless I'm watching them on Betamax, but that's about. Maybe
you don't know the freshest movies, but you're
right.
You're seeing them.
I can get them.
Okay.
Just be a while after they get released.
That's all right. There's plenty of fodder there. You may want to freshen up on that and be able to work some quotes in there, you know.
I'm allowed to watch the G-rated ones.
Oh, okay. So you're quoting Herbie.
He only watches Disney movies.
Yeah.
Mission switch.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. So now let's see. Anybody? Was there any religion in your family? I would say Cliff's family is not religious. Anybody Catholic? Do either of you come from a Catholic family?
I mean, I wouldn't even know how to role play that. Like,
it's it's not that deep. You know, just does your family go to church on Sunday? I feel like Jordan, your family.
Yeah,
go in there.
We go multiple times a week.
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
he's a Wednesday, Sunday.
Oh, Wednesday, man. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So if there's an adventure on Wednesday night, I can't go.
That will come into play. I have no doubt. I just wrote it down. All right.
We get to it infrequently, every once in a while.
Okay, let's see. And are any particular motivations? Do you have anything you are motivated by? This is not something yet. Just think about that. And like I said, you've all got bicycles. So what are you riding? And that could be as simple as what color is your bike. But I'm sure you're not riding tricycles. So if you know what brand or bike you're riding, but you could, the typical thing is a BMX bike, but you could have a 10-speed, you could have a cruiser,
I got a red Huffy with the banana seat and the tin can and the spokes in the back.
Okay, red Huffy, banana seat.
I don't know how that. I can't wait to see how the banana seat's going to factor into whatever.
There are stats for there
You're
are
gonna fart all
there
over.
are stats for the banana seat.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. What about you guys?
I really did have a Huffy with red handlebars growing up, so that was the first thing I imagined.
I had a Wrangler with a banana seat. What about you guys? What kind of bike you got?
I don't think there's a brand because it's like a Frankenstein bike. It's either black or it's just silver metal or a combination.
Which is it,
of both.
Black or silver metal?
Oh, I think it's black.
Okay. Spray painted.
Yes.
You don't want it to rust, so you just got a can of spray paint, spray painted that.
Yeah, you are definitely familiar with some spray paint cans. I guarantee it.
BMX style, just a regular 20-inch. And is there anything else special about your bike? Does it have any doohickeys on it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Do you hide anything in like a?
Does it have a basket?
No,
probably not.
It doesn't have a basket.
What do you got, Jordan?
No, there's.
What is like the safest bike a parent would buy a kid?
I would be surprised if you didn't have a 10-speed. I mean,
yeah. I don't know much about bikes. I don't know the difference between.
Maybe you have a 3-speed. I remember those came out. But you would have like I would think
I probably have a helmet. No kid in the 80s had a helmet, but I probably have a helmet.
Helmet.
Wow.
Okay. You don't have to have a 10-speed or whatever, but whatever you want. You can have a BMX bike. You could have something more.
It's not cool. It's not cool.
That's what I mean. Likely not a BMX bike. Yeah. More likely you're looking in the banana seat type realm.
Yeah, it was bought through the Sears catalog.
Yeah, let's see.
I feel like mine has because it's a piece of junk, right?
Right.
So there's either like a air pump or there's like a set of wrenches duct tape to the handlebars or something in the middle.
Okay. Okay.
Because it breaks all the time.
Duct tape.
So you can repair all the bikes.
Yeah.
You've got a kit that can
repair
all the bikes.
We don't want to. Thing is, we don't want to take away what Jesse is the Mr. Fix-It here.
Well, that's true too.
So
I got one wrench.
You got a wrench, but he knows how to do a lot with it. How's that? He might be able to make more use of your wrench.
And maybe does somebody have like a flashlight like taped to their bike or attached or something?
Yeah, mine would have like a bell and the the little light and the reflectors. Like it would have all the safety features.
Okay, you got a bell. You have a first aid kit.
That's a crazy looking bike.
He's got one of those little kid carriers that he drags behind it full of shit.
Oh, come on now. That's crazy.
What am I? I'm prepared.
Yeah, that'd be a bit much. You'd never be able to keep up. But this, are you like a regular bike or 10-speed? I just need to. That makes a difference.
Yeah.
10-speed, could it get away faster?
Yeah, 10-speed.
Okay. Okay, so now I'll tell you what this stuff means here. Okay. For instance, we'll just start with Jordan's here. You got a 10-speed, so that means you... Oh, wait, what color is it?
Blue.
Blue. That's what color my 10-speed was when I was a kid. Okay. Your 10-speed, you may shift into a lower gear and pedal hard to add a D4 roll to your flight checks if you're on your bike, if it matters at the time. But you will suffer a little to your brawn in those moments because you have to catch your breath. So, unlikely to come up unless you're getting chased or something. Then you have a bell. If you can't explain in narrative terms how ringing the bell helps anyone, then by all means, you will get a +1. They'll get a +1. Maybe you distract someone with your bell. Get someone's attention. Yeah, exactly. You got a first aid kit.
Oh, Jordan, you should have had Pee Wee Herman's bike.
Oh, yes.
Once per day, you can use your first aid kit to help somebody out that maybe got hurt. And your bike is blue, so that means you're trustworthy. You gain +1 to charm checks. So you can write that up by your charm, where it says you're going to roll a 12. You get +1 to any roll when you're around your bike. Okay, and then Cliff, yours is black, so it's intense. You get +1 to fight checks when you're on your bike.
Nice.
And we've got your wrench, so you're going to be able to fix something or help fix something. Then we got, let's see, Jesse, your bike is red.
That's right.
You're ambitious. Each adversity token you spend during a check adds +2 to your roll instead of 1. And that's very handy. So anytime you spend one of those, it's worth 2 instead of 1. Boom. That's great. Okay. Red was the right color, I guess. And you have a banana seat.
That's right.
You can carry a passenger.
That's exactly
somebody's
what I
bike
envisioned.
breaks or something once per day.
Who wants to get farted on?
It's like that's great.
That's perfect. And smell them. They have to get right up close and
Yeah.
personal. And you have a tin can in your spokes. So you get +1 if you are attempting to distract someone on your bike. Okay. So we did a lot of stuff there. I think for the most part, we covered it. If I don't want to drag it out. I think if I think of anything else you need to add to your character, if you think of an idea, if there's anything else you think you carry, what did you guys decide you were carrying? You have drumsticks, and you can just occasionally whip something out that you didn't necessarily know you had in your pockets. Cliff, do you have a switchblade? You have a lighter.
I have a lighter. I definitely have a knife. I don't know if it's
a knife.
It's
Okay,
12, so
yeah. Maybe have a pocket knife.
Swiss Army knife.
Pocket knife. He's not a Swiss Army knife type.
Yeah,
You may have a
little...
Swiss Army knife. If you're Mr. Fix-It, what do you have?
Well, let's see.
Screwdriver, at least.
Yeah, we're gonna have some Allen wrenches. That's pretty specific.
Build some furniture.
Build some TV stands, maybe some
plus one to coffee table construction.
Let's see. I mean, tool wise, I don't know if
I feel like Jesse's got a backpack, maybe.
Okay.
You could have yes, you could have a backpack. Or a small.
I was thinking of like a fanny pack or something.
Yeah, you could have a fanny pack. That could be where your mysterious items come from.
I like that.
From your fanny pack.
That's pretty 87.
I was thinking
like
pocket protector earlier, but now I definitely am feeling fanny
pack makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, this is great.
Jesse needs. Do you have a name? You need to come.
I came up with a name. I'll be Robert Page.
Robert Page.
I was going to suggest you come up with a name, go down to Asylum, tell Jordan the name. We give it a week or two to the point where he forgets it and then makes up another hilarious name.
Okay. So, anything else? I don't see anything else that we have to do tonight. So, I'd like,
Yeah, I want to change my name from Campbell to Clattenburg.
Yes.
No. We'll just. It's already
Clattenburg.
Nope. Okay. Anybody have paper out or anything? Do you have any money in your pocket? Why would you?
That's because I didn't eat lunch. Mom sent me to school with lunch money, and I didn't eat lunch.
Oh, okay. So you've got, let's say, less than $10 in your pocket.
I am supposed to give an offering at church, but maybe I don't always.
Ooh!
Maybe
oh my gosh! What? You missed a flaw.
Yeah. Maybe I don't always put it in the basket.
Oh shit! This guy's dark. I like it.
My Bible upstairs actually has a bunch of dollar bills that my mom gave me, and I just never put in the plate. They're in the pages of the Bible.
Okay, so church donation money. How much are you carrying around there? What kind of walking?
Not much, just a couple bucks, I'm sure.
Oh no, your parents definitely freaking put a 20 in the basket every Sunday, and they hand it down to you. They're like, give it. You're like, I want it. And you hold it that time at church, and then they slip the basket in there, and you freaking you're looking for a little excitement in your life. You palm it and pull it back.
Yeah, so I've got a 20 that I did that, and I'm too scared to spend it.
Yeah, because if you spend it, then you went the full cycle.
Then it's a sin.
Yeah,
I've just been carrying it around.
Oh my God, I love it. You guys, you're good at this. You know what you're doing. That's what I mean. You guys, you write stories. You guys have seen enough movies and TV and read enough things. This is all in there. Draw from these stories and use this stuff. Okay.
I feel like I got a roll of quarters that I got by robbing the Coke or the Pepsi machine, breaking into it.
Roll of quarters that you can load up in your hand in a fight, possibly.
There's an arcade in this town. We gotta go spend those quarters.
Oh yeah.
We may find an arcade. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we did it. We're done. If I have any other questions, I'll send them to you. I would really like, honestly, if you were available, Jesse, I would like, in 2 weeks, if possible, us for one of the things we do that night, play a first session of this. I think we don't have to play for a freaking long ass time, but an hour and a half or so, and see where it goes, and stop. So just kind of remind yourself before we get here who you are and what motivations are, and then I'll tell you what's happening, and you react to it however you want. I think it will be fun.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Awesome. We did it.
That's it. So hopefully people enjoyed hearing that. Maybe if you have any ideas for us or whatever, and I will unveil the setting next time and tell you what's going on.
Okay.
That's it. Peace out.
Ka-Pow, the pop cultured podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udownwithkpp.com. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a comment. Ka-Pow, the pop cultured podcast, can be found on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, and wherever podcasts can be found. You can connect with us through social media on Facebook, YouTube, at the Ka-Pow Podcast on Twitter, or email the show, Ka-Pow, the pop cultured podcast @gmail.com. If you really want to go the extra mile, join our Patreon at patreon.com/udownwithkpp for special content and access to Patreon-only benefits. We are grateful for anyone who chooses to contribute, but please know that most of our content will remain free. So please continue to like, comment, and share.